Welcome back to my 5 favorite people. Hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing. Now today, it is Sunday, October 12th. We're going to be doing a full-on market overview. We're going to be talking about ULTY, Tsyy, WPAY, and so much more. Tell you guys exactly what dividends I received in the previous week, what we're looking like in the upcoming week, and also what I'm looking at buying in this upcoming couple days, because the market has been down. If you guys remember, Friday was a huge bloodbath, and yeah, market was not looking good. But also that meant it was a really good buying opportunity. If you guys were watching the actual channel, I told you guys some things that I was looking at buying, some things I picked up. So if you guys like content like this, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Without me talking too much more, let's go ahead and jump straight into the actual video. But before I do, here is the coffee cup of the day. Sorry, here's the coffee cup of the day, as you guys can see. Got this thing from Ross, picked it up for about it was on sale for like $5.99. So yeah, looking pretty good. And then on top of that, my Cowboys play in about 15 to 20 minutes. We're playing against the Panthers. I'm calling game. It's going to be 37-20. That's going to be the score. Cowboys win. Rico, the running back for the Panthers, he's going to put on a pretty good show, but I'm still calling. We're going to win this thing. Okay, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. So my screen is now sharing. As you guys remember, like I told you guys, the market itself was down a lot. The market itself was down a lot Friday. This is the most I've ever been down since I've been investing into these weekly paying ETFs. I think my total return itself has dropped because I did just start investing on August 17th. So I think we've like literally reached back out to like I think I'm like break even again for my total return. So here is the day chart. I'm not going to call it all out, but yes, here's the day chart. Here's the weekly chart. Look at this. We were looking pretty nice. There's the week chart, the month chart, exactly how it's looking, and then the 3-month chart. So yeah, we're definitely low. We're definitely below. We're below break even. Now we were looking pretty good. We were up 5%. Now we're down 2.8%. But you know, it is what it is, because guess what? The dividends are going to come in. This thing's going to be compounding machine. I am not worried whatsoever. Now, I just wish I had some more dry powder. I know you guys are going to be like, oh, but you still have $20,000 in buying power. What do you mean you don't have dry powder? Now, this is margin. And the thing is that I don't want to keep expanding my margin now. Like, I'm already at $12,000 in margin. Yes, I am above 50%. I'm $17,000 away from a margin call. So, yeah, I know I'm doing well. I always tell you guys, I like whenever I use margin, I know maybe whenever I get to some bigger numbers, maybe in like the 6-figure portfolio range, I don't like my margins to exceed what's in my actual account balance. And right now in my checking account, I probably have about $10,000. And yeah, my savings account will cover this. So if a margin balance or a margin call were to come close, I'm going to have the money to cover that $12,000. But I don't want to touch my savings. My savings is there for a reason, because I'm also in crypto, so I mean, who knows what happened to the market? Who knows if we just keep going down with these China tariffs? But I don't like this thing to exceed what's in my account balance. And right now it is, so I don't want to keep buying. And I don't get paid. I only get paid once a month. Well, I get paid twice. Like I have a small paycheck at the very beginning of the month, and then I get paid my really big paycheck at the end of the month, and it's usually like the 27th, 28th, or 29th of the month. And yeah, I have almost over like 15, 16 more days to go till I get paid. So once I get paid, this will go down to zero, and I'll have a cash balance of a couple $1,000s. Once I do that, the way that I plan on things going is I'm going to pay this off to zero. I'll probably put in about $20,000. So this will go to zero. My cash balance will go to $8,000. What will happen is, let's say I put $20,000 in, my margin total, even though I'm putting $20,000 in, Robinhood's getting me $20,000. So now I have a total of $40,000 to use. So I'm going to use that $20,000, pay the margin balance off, have $8,000 in actual balance. Then I'm going to use the $8,000 in my balance. I'm also going to use a total of another $10,000. So I'm going to be essentially using about $18,000 to buy back into stocks. Now, I know we're looking a little ahead of time, but I do plan on, I haven't actually mapped out exactly how I plan on buying things. If you guys were watching last month's video, I showed you guys in the overview section, plan detail section, exactly how much I picked up. I was showing you guys, picking up ULTY, picking up Tsyy, QQI. I actually go through and I write down exactly what I plan to pick up. Like, for example, I picked up 100 shares of QQI. It cost me $5,000. ULTY picked up 1,000 shares at this price. It picked up $5,000. Tsyy, this many shares going to cost this price. It'll be $15,000. So I have not exactly planned that out to a T, but that's kind of what I plan on doing with the actual margin balance and stuff. Let's talk about some dividends that came in. So ULTY's dividends that actually paid out, I did update this in the previous video. Now ULTY did hold exactly 9 cents, so we did hold exactly 9 cents. So we are getting a little close to we're getting a little close to the 8 cents range. I personally am okay if we can stay above that 8 to 10 cents range. It's perfect for me. You know, even if the actual share price is decreasing, I don't want it to go below $5. I want this thing to stay above $5. As long as it stays between $5 and $6, I am perfectly fine if we hold that 8 cents to 10 cents range. I am not complaining, because guess what? This thing is going to be a compounding machine. I'm not expecting to make huge, enormous amounts of gains in the next year or so. I want this thing to be able to perform for 5-10 years from now, because guess what? 10 years from now, my $20,000 portfolio I have right here is going to be worth multi-million dollars if I'm compounding 100% drip. If we can maintain that NAV, get that thing below $5 to $6, between $5 to $6, and we maintain that 7, 8, 9, 10 cents range of distributions every single week, this thing's going to be $1 million actual fund for me. Now, total return is down $877, but if you guys include dividends, I'm actually still in the green. I just actually received a dividend last week, the payment that I was telling you guys of 9 cents. Right here, it came out for 9 cents zero. It paid out $312.26, which I think is my highest dividend I've ever received from ULTY. Distributions, yeah, so I actually added it in. This was my highest paid distribution I've ever received for $312, which brings my total amount earned from ULTY. Every distribution I've made every single week has came out to a total of $1,100, and you guys know I am down, like I showed you guys, $800. So we are still in the green, about $300. We were in the green a lot more until that actual big drop in the market. But trust me, you guys, I am not complaining. This thing dropped so much in one day. I mean, it went from up here literally almost close to my average cost. My average cost is 55 cents. It was at $5.51 and before and pre-market. Thing dropped all the way down to $5.14. Yes, it has pulled up a little bit. Like I said, as long as this thing stays between $5, I'm not complaining. I'm a happy camper. But overall, we're in the green. I'm not complaining too much about this one. Now, I did also receive another dividend from Tsyy. Tsyy did pay out. Now, I think it was a little less than last week. So let's actually compare, because I have not looked at this one. So the total return, this one is my biggest return. I'm actually down the most on, which I have half of this entire position. My ULTY position, 21,000. This one's 8,000. My average cost is $8.40. This is what's hurting me. $8.40 to today's price of $7.50. So this thing has dropped a lot since I've gotten in, but I'm not complaining too much, because once I do get paid, I'm going to DCA my average cost back down. If this thing stays around the $7 range, so I'm going to bring my average cost down to at least like $8.10. Also, whenever my dividend gets paid out and reinvested, 100% reinvested, this will also drop my average cost down to at least $8.36. So here is a dividend that actually paid out. You guys can see it was 21 cents right here. It paid out. I had 1,074 shares for $235. So let me go ahead and update this into the spreadsheet. I'm going to put it right here. You guys can see Tsyy. Or actually, did I actually update this one? No, I didn't. This was the week before. Okay, so we're going to do, I'm going to add in a row right here, row below. I'm going to do, what day was this? 10/13. So we're going to do 10/13/25 for Tsyy. And then it was amount per share was, yeah, this one was 21 cents. So this one was lower than the previous one we have actually received. A total amount of $235. So this one actually was still the highest. Even though it was lower, it was still the highest. But also, you guys got to realize my total shares of last week was 923. I have now picked up more shares. I now have about 100 more shares that I picked up for this price right here. So let's actually get this color, get it all looking the same. And now we're going to add up exactly how much I've made from holding Tsyy. So total return that I made from dividends is $473. Now I am down totally for Tsyy. I've received $473. If I go over here to my holdings tab, you guys can see I'm down $473. My total return, I'm down 5% right now. So it's not looking too good. My monthly return that I'm making on Tsyy is coming out to about $940 every single month. So if this month pans out, and let's just say hypothetically we stay around this, being down $964, let's say we actually hit the lows and this thing goes back up to $7.80 or so, I will be in the green at the end of this month, because my actual dividend income I receive will end up paying off that negative balance. So yeah, so that is that update for TSYY. Dividend's been looking pretty good for that one. It dropped a little bit, just 1 cent, but not too worried. This one's been actually paying out very consistently for TSYY. We did get a payment from Chippy. This was my first actual payment from Chippy. It was not much. It was like $8, but I do need to update that into the actual spreadsheet. You guys know I did pick this one up. I picked up about 20 shares. Yeah, for 20 shares, I'm down $78, 6%. It was a bloodbath in the market. I really wish I would have waited, but you don't really know. I mean, nobody was expecting this huge drop in the market, and I hope you guys didn't actually experience any margin calls. I know there's a lot of people that got really close. I was looking at YouTube videos, and that's why I tell you guys, you can't be super risky. Now, I know, yes, I'm in ULTY, I'm in TSYY, I'm in WPAY, I'm in some risky assets, but the thing is that I also waited a while until these things actually drop. WPAY was the only actual fund that I didn't buy in that I didn't wait for it to drop at the top. Like, for example, a lot of these funds, especially from YieldMax, whenever they come out within the first like month or two, this thing drops like crazy. Now, with WPAY, it's been out for a little while, but as soon as it came out on inception day, you can see it kind of ran straight upwards. Now, maybe this is the drop we're looking for. Maybe, let's say China goes through with this 100% tariffs and we drop even more, but a lot of times, if you guys just take a look, none of the actual weekly paying charts ever look like this. If you just take a look at even ULTY, I know ULTY changed its actual distribution strategy. It went from the actually monthly paying to a weekly paying strategy. But if you look at the actual 1 year, look at this. This thing came out a year ago, and look at it. It went straight down. ULTY did WPAY did the opposite. It actually came out and went upwards. ULTY just went downwards. Now, that's what almost every fund. I mean, if we take a look at TSYY, now, what I will say is Round Hill does a great job of stabilizing that NAV. I mean, if we take a look, I'll show you guys HOOW here in a second, and I want you guys to look at the difference. This is Granite shares. Look at this. One came out. It's kind of stabilized for a while, and then boom, it dropped. But if we take a look at HOOW, which is another Round Hill fund, look at how this one actually performed whenever it actually first came out. We go to the 1 year chart. This thing came out, and look at this. Stabilized that NAV, still paid out those distributions, weekly paying distributions every week. Look at this. It drops the distributions, but guess what? The overall chart is upwards and to the right. And this is actually the perfect time to buy in. I've been telling you guys I'm looking to buy into HOOW. I was waiting for this thing to get back in the 60 cents range, but I think this may be the actual perfect time to buy in. I'm going to wait till Monday to see if this thing, I personally think the actual market's going to keep dropping once Monday does come around, just due to the fact of how big of a bloodbath we experienced on Friday. I think we will see another maybe 5% pullback. And this is going to be the first thing that I do buy in. So I want to let you guys know I do plan on actually picking up a position in HOOW. Let's take a look at SPY. I see how much this thing was down. Yeah, so this was down. This is my portfolio. I mean, we're portfolio is down 2% right now, and SPY was down 2% for the day. So I mean, the stock market overall, I'm not gonna lie, is very overbought over everything. We have been on a tear for the past year. Once tariffs came out back in April, this thing has been ripping. So, not gonna lie, I if you just take a look I have a crypto mind. I come from a crypto background, so I'm able to actually withstand all these actual drawbacks and pullbacks in the market. But I will say is that, crypto it's been a bad year this year for crypto. It's been up and down. It's been a lot of people have been panic selling. People have been selling their bags because we just been, like we're in the time, the Q4, and this is supposed to be the absolute pump fun. Like, this is supposed to be the time where we make all our money, and we came into October in that upward slope. Everyone had euphoria. You're like, this is it. Like, this is the time. And guess what? We had this huge pullback in the market. Another black swan event. Like, it's just like there's always something happening in the market where we're not getting exactly what we're expecting. With that being said, we don't know if this cycle is actually the same. We don't know if this is going to be a super cycle. We don't know if the 4-year cycle is done. We really don't know. But what I can tell you is that the way the government is actually lining up with all these ETFs coming out, with the 401ks being able to hold crypto inside of them, all these things are coming out in 2026. Like, everything coming out in 2026. And it's just like, everyone, the entire retail market. Now, whenever I say retail, we are retail. I don't want you guys to think, oh, I'm not retail. Like, we need like the everyday people that like see things on TikTok. No, we are retail. We don't have hundreds of millions of dollars to throw in the market and move it. Our little $1 million or a little $100,000 not going to move an entire market unless you guys are getting into a micro cap crypto that's like $1 million market cap and you pump it up 500% because you buy in. Yes, in that mind, yeah, you are a whale, but from the overall grand scheme of the market, a $4 trillion market cap market with all the cryptos combined, your $1 million is not going to move the entire market. So that's why I say we are retail, and retail is expecting the market to pump up in Q4. And guess what? The government pulled, the big money pulled, the exchanges pulled, these Michael Saylors, they pulled the money away from us. And that scares us out. That makes us sell our bags. And guess what? Once you're scared, once the euphoria is gone, that's when the market shoots up. I don't know when, but all I'm saying is that in 2026, that's when a lot of things are supposed to be coming out. I'm personally holding. I'm not selling anything. I don't hold too many cryptos. I'm on a little bit more of the riskier scale because, I got to make the profit, especially at the younger age. But I also do have some of the blue chip cryptos. I'm also holding Arrow on some other stuff. This is not a crypto video. But what I'm saying is relating the crypto to the stock market, who knows if we're oversold, we're overbought. We really don't know. And I really just want to say, I got on the rant. Whenever it comes to crypto, I try not to bring crypto onto this channel, you guys. But maybe I need to. Maybe I need to start talking about crypto. If you guys want to hear more crypto content, let me know. Because I can tell you, I can rip you guys a new one. Whenever it comes to crypto, I am like so passionate about this stuff. But I love the stock market as well. I've been getting into it. And whenever I look and see a 5% down, if I show you guys, like, I have my phone right here. Let me show you guys real quick. I just want to show you. I know I'm on the actual... I know we're on a video, but I just want to show you the Coinbase account, like being down 20% in a day is like almost like no. Okay, so it doesn't even want to let me log in. But being down 20% in a day, looking at a 5% is nothing because guess what? In the actual crypto section, you guys are not getting dividend payments. That whenever you guys get these payments, you're able to DCA back into the market and get your average cost lower. You guys are gonna have to use your actual capital to buy back into things. And also, a lot of these things are speculative. They're risk, they're meme coins. They don't have a lot of time in the market. It's different. So, yeah, I got off in a little tear right there. But the main thing that this video was about was to update you guys with the portfolio, market updates, and then like we talked about with ULTY, I do plan on picking up shares for ULTY. I plan on getting over this 4,000 hump right here. We're almost close to $4,000. If you guys know, my share goal for ULTY is 7,500 shares. I need 3,500 more shares, and that's going to make me about a little under $3,000 every single month from holding. This is calculating like the last fetch dividend that was paid out and the 3-month trailing dividend. This is calculating exactly how much dividends I will be receiving every single month. I need about $18,000 more dollars. And this right here, the reason why I have my share goal quantity for ULTY. Now, I haven't done this for all my other actual funds, but for ULTY, this is actually my monthly expenses. How much I have to pay every single month in just rent, car bills, insurance, light bills, all stuff is $2,700. So if ULTY can just ULTY, I'm not looking at all my other funds. If ULTY, if I can get this to $7,500, ULTY itself will cover my entire actual expenses. Now, I am not going to be pulling money and taking the money I receive and paying my expenses. I'm going to be still actually paying my bills and stuff. But I want in the back of my mind is if I were to lose my business, if my business were to fall apart and stuff like that, would I be secure enough to actually pay for my lifestyle, my expenses? I think there was a quote from Robert Kiyosaki. I think it says, I could be wrong. Quote me if I'm wrong. He says that you're not rich until your passive income exceeds your actual monthly expenses. And guess what? Once I get to 7,500 shares, my actual monthly expenses are covered by one singular fund. Right now, yes, my expenses are covered. I make $3,000 relatively, if everything were to stay the same right now every single month. So it does cover my monthly expenses. But I want just ULTY. And then once I get ULTY, you guys can see the total share goal. Now this is 1 year from August 17th. So August 17th, 2026, my goal is to have 161. Well, this is how much more I need. I need 161,000 more dollars in my account to be producing $12,000 a month in actual passive income. And guess what? Once I hit this goal, I will then be taking the distributions I'm making. I'm going to put 50% drip on, and then 50% is going to be going into another business venture. I want to buy some franchises. My personal thing that I want to do, and I actually want to document on this channel. I want to open up self-storage units. I want to open up self-storage units and also want to open up RV and boat parking. I am in the Dallas region, so that thing, it's huge up here. You guys, you don't realize there's so many lakes out here. People, like the HOAs, like you can't hold your actual RV and your boats on property. So guess what? These people need places to actually put their boats. And I was talking to someone, I had a little meeting with someone, and they were saying they have to drive 30 minutes just to go get their boat. You know, like I need something that's there. I need the self-storage. I know self-storage is starting to pop up a lot more, but guess what? I want to actually take these old self-storage units that are being broken down. They've been here for back in the 50s, the 60s and stuff. I want to redo them, add some color to them, bring them to market value for the actual self-storage units, and then also, you know, raise the rates, you know, get 100% occupancy, you know, all these different things. And I'm going to use the money that I'm making from the stock market to actually transfer in there. So the cycle that I'm doing right now, I'm taking the money that I make from my business. I'm using that money. I'm literally using 90% of the money I make from my business, putting it into the actual stock market. I'm building up my stock market compound if the business were to fall apart, and then I'm putting it to the stock market. I'm using the money that I'm going to make from the stock market. Once I get a $100,000 portfolio, I'm going to put it into actual other cash flowing business opportunities. So guess what? If one falls out, I have two more. Before 2-3 years ago, I only had one stream of income. Right now, I'm sitting on about 5 or 6 right now. I wanted to say 6, 7. I know you guys are probably all on the trend and stuff, but I'm sitting on about 5 or 6 cash flows right now. But I want 10. I want 12. I want 15. You know, it doesn't have to be $100,000 every single month. I just want to have multiple cash flows coming in. I don't have kids. You know, I'm not married. Like, I got time, and I want to put some sweat equity into this stuff. But yeah, this video got a lot off topic. I feel like I just kind of ranted for the first time. I came on here and I just kind of ranted to you guys. So hope you guys enjoyed my rant that I gave you. Also, I hope you guys enjoy this upcoming week. If you guys are looking to buy some really cool ETFs, let me know in the comment section. Like I said, I do plan on picking up HOOW. I know a lot of you guys wanted me to check out the new HIMS ETF. I'm also looking at that one. I'm not sure about that one just yet. I may have to wait on that one maybe toward the end of the month, but I do plan on picking up HOOW. Let me know what you guys are actually buying. Glad you guys actually tuned in. Go Cowboys, and hit that like, subscribe button if you like content like this. And I will see you guys probably later on today, because I'm going to make a video once the Cowboys actually play. But they're on now, so I got to turn this video off. See you guys soon, though.